Welcome to Let's Talk Literature. I'm Em.
And I'm Will.
And we're two book lovers who wanted to combine our passions for reading and gossiping and share it with the world.
Whether you're looking for a new book to pick up or a new book friend, you come to the right place.
So grab a coffee
or a little wine and let's talk literature. I just spilled it all over my bed, but it's okay.
And that's fine.
Hey, this is the guest bed, so sorry guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You woke up to a nice little surprise on your plate. If we want to talk about that real quick.
I woke up
Just
to
shine some light.
a little treat. So a few months ago, I created 75 Booked, which is my take on 75 Hard, like that whole bettering yourself health wellness challenge. I took that and I flipped it and I made it for reading. That was probably in
Great idea.
Thank you.
Wonderful
it honestly
idea.
is like one of my most proud ideas that I've ever had. I did this probably in like March-ish of last year. It has resurfaced this week. I have no idea why. Really randomly.
I think I know why.
Because it's 75
you know how you're doing
days until the new year.
Yes.
Yeah.
75 days till the new year, and you also are doing 75 booked for writing. And maybe that helped push
but
it
I
again.
started the 75 booked for writing after that thing blew up.
Oh.
Like I was like, oh, this is blowing up. Let me try something else. And it's not
maybe
good, but it's fine.
Maybe some people thought that, hey, there's 75 days left. Maybe there's a 75 hard challenge for books, and then boom, there you go.
Exactly. It just took off. And for whatever reason, it took off again. And I'm very happy about that. It gave me a lot of followers. It brought a lot of traction. So cool. Awesome. Happy with that. I turned that into 75 Booked for writers that I'm doing right now, which is basically the same thing, but like a goal for yourself for the next 75 days for writing. I wake up this morning after getting a full 10 hours of sleep, mind you. I went to bed at like 9 p.m. and woke up at 7.
As you should.
I wake up and I'm tagged in a girl redoing like the 75 book challenge. Awesome. Love that. Thank you for tagging. She says, shout out to the creators of 75 Booked. And she tagged like 3 of us. And I'm like, what the? I thought of this. This is my idea. So I'm like, let me click on them. So I clicked on the other 2 girls and they had both made videos literally yesterday and the day before of them starting 75 Booked, and they say like, oh, here's the creator who started it, and it's just like my page for like 0.5 seconds, like a blink. No tag, no nothing,
no credit where credit was due.
And it's like, you have so many followers. One of the girls I really, really like, and I think that she didn't have like bad intentions behind it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't malicious, but it was annoying.
But it's still like, you have over 100,000 followers and you're doing it like, and you see, like, you saw my thing, you saw my page, like, you know, I don't have a crazy amount of followers. Like,
I feel like it's pretty common and also common sense, if I might add, to tag the person whose idea it was. Anytime that I do like any form of, I don't even know, a trend.
Like a trend, and you know where it came from.
Exactly. I tag the person that I saw who did it. And even if they're not the person who did it, I at least am giving credit where I thought credit was due, you know?
Exactly.
So,
and you know,
it doesn't make sense to me.
Call me a little bit of a drama queen, but I am a little bit upset because I thought of it.
Yeah, it's your baby. It's your
baby.
It
was my idea, so I just want my credit. I just want my flowers for what I did, guys.
And there's no shame in that. There is no shame in that.
Thank you. So I woke up and I texted Will at like 7 a.m. and I was like, I am so mad right now. He was like,
I was just walking out of yoga. I was so zen, and Em goes, I'm fucking seeing red right now.
I'm so sorry. I ruined everything.
Oh God.
But Will really is a ride or die. He really came to my defense.
Oh my God. I went to the comments and I said, love the inspo from @EmilyPageBooks. Immediately. Love this idea from Emily Page Books.
Love this idea that originated from my dear good friend, Emily Page Books.
Emily Page Books.
Thank you. Anyways, aside from that, I'm doing good. Like we said, I'm doing 75 booked for writing. So any writers out there, if you want to join me, there's like 73 days now until 2026. We'll be writing every day for 60 minutes. That's pretty much like
Love
the main idea of the
the
whole
gist of
thing,
it.
just to
Yeah,
get you writing every single day. So I've been doing it for the past 2 days. Today's the third day. It's working. It's
I
working.
love that. I
So
love
that's
that.
cool. How's your week been? How's your writing been?
Writing's been good. I actually haven't, I didn't write this weekend because I had such a busy weekend for the first time in a decently long time. Um, I got bottomless mimosas on Saturday, and I haven't done that in a long time. And there's a reason because you get floored, like absolutely floored.
You get
And
to the
I'm not a
bottom.
big, you get, I didn't see no bottom. All right, I didn't see any bottom. Um, and I'm not even a big drinker anymore, like at all.
No, you're not.
So I was just like slugging
Were
them
you like
back.
drunk?
I stood up and the whole world came crashing down. Yeah. Then I realized that like that's so much sugar as well. So much sugar. Um, so I felt like shit the rest of the day. Then I had to go to a birthday party that night, and I was then drinking state sides or surf sides, which are just
Oof.
even more sugar. And I'm just like, what am I doing to myself here? So definitely was out of character for me this weekend. Uh, Took
That's
Sunday to
okay.
recover, but my writing's doing good. Since last episode, I've probably written a couple thousand more words.
Yeah.
I still don't have a clear outline, but I'm just going with it. I told
Yeah.
M how I think I want to end it, and I think I thought of a couple more things that I haven't updated you on, but we'll talk post
We'll catch
episode.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I signed up for a studio. I know last episode I said I was
Yay.
thinking about it,
Yeah.
but I
You did
have
it.
signed up, and I went before this, and it's 8:30 right now. I went at 6:30, which is so unlike me.
That is awesome.
Um,
I'm
yeah,
jealous.
and on my walk there, I almost got hit by a car.
Oh, okay,
But
perfect.
yeah, it wasn't great. I was crossing, and they just didn't see me. Just blew through the stop sign.
I
I said,
love
"Oh,
Philadelphia.
yeah, me too. It's great. It's a great time."
The city of brotherly love.
Yeah, not a lot of love. There was a lot of love this weekend though for the No Kings protest.
There
That
were,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
The protest that I went to is very close to like our town, and our town's pretty Republican, I'd say.
unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty Republican, but it was a huge turnout for the protest, which was so cool. And like most of the cars that drove by were like honking and like waving like flags and stuff out the window, and it was really cool. Honestly, I think the coolest part of it was seeing the American flag and not thinking like Donald Trump. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's nice. That's
Like
nice.
when was the last time we saw an American flag and thought like
Oh
nothing and
God.
thought nothing, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
now, like it's just like, oh, we're from America, but now it's like you think an American
We're
flag, you think like, oh, Trumper,
Trumper, but
Trumper.
no, we're taking back our country.
Exactly,
We're
and it
taking
was
it
really
back.
peaceful, and like there was a lot of like information there too, like signing up for stuff and like just I don't know, it was just really nice. It was a really nice way I spent my Saturday. Like I was very happy
Yeah.
with that, and with my mom and my boyfriend's dad.
Oh,
I
that's so
know.
nice.
I know Zach couldn't go because he had a golf tournament that he had already signed up for. I was like, sure, you just don't want to go with your dad. He's like, I love that
I
you're
was
going
seeing
with my dad.
I was seeing all the signs walking throughout the city, and they were
Yeah,
just so
so
incredible.
good.
So
So good.
incredible.
I saw, did you see the picture I posted of those ladies dressed up like the Handmaid's Tale?
Yes. Yeah, there was a few of those in the city as well.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying and beautiful.
Yeah, so
I was like,
poetic.
you ladies are awesome.
I'm trying to take this week to regroup. I'm going to get back into my routine with writing, which has been amazing, has been so therapeutic.
Yeah.
Um, and I also cannot wait to move on with my next book because the book I just read was the book we're talking about today. And I think that's a good segue into today's
Yeah.
episode. Um, let's be so honest here, guys. This could be a short episode, but
Yeah.
we say this a lot.
And it's like an
'Cause
hour
I
long.
think me and Em are very on the same page, as well as passionate about how we feel about this book. And if you have not read Play Nice by Rachel Harrison yet, either stick around to find out if you want to read it or not, but spoilers will be ahead.
Yes, lots of spoilers. But I will say, in my humble opinion, save your time.
Save your time, guys. Save your time.
Save your time.
If you're looking for a spooky book for the fall season that deals with family dynamics and also kind of a parallel to The Haunting of Hill House, don't read this book.
I was gonna say, are you
Because
recommending it right now?
It's not that at all. It's probably
Yeah,
it's
no.
how it's marketed, honestly. It's not. Go watch
not.
The Haunting of Hill House. Instead, it is so much better quality, much better writing, better characters, and we're going to dive into that right now. So is there
Yes.
anything else that we want to talk about before we jump into today's discussion?
No, I'm ready to jump right in and tear this book apart.
Okay. Yeah,
No
this might be
offense.
titled a rant review. We haven't had one of these in a while.
I think it might be time.
This might be the third rant review because we had one for the favorites and then one for deep cuts. So I think this is added to the
Welcome
pedestal.
to the list. Play nice. Welcome to the list. You know what they
So-
say? Any publicity is good publicity. Like Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
exactly,
said.
exactly.
So,
And
you're
hey,
welcome.
look, this is just a preface. This is our opinion. You guys, if you enjoyed the book, I'm so happy that you did. That I always say that if you enjoy a book that I didn't like, or I enjoyed a book that you didn't like, I think we can respect each other's
Yeah,
opinion.
like it's not the end of the world. Unless
It's not the
like
end of the world.
a hateful piece of work. I don't really care.
Right, exactly, exactly. We're
Yeah.
here to give critique on it, and we followed along with you guys as well in the book club on Fable, which if you haven't joined that already, go join that, because if you do and you refer someone to our club, you get a $5 book credit towards your next book in the book club, so
Yes.
that's a nice incentive. And one last plug, if you're listening on Spotify, please follow us on the platform. It helps us get pushed out to a broader audience, and we can build this book club and build this podcast to an even greater community. So we would really appreciate that. If you're also enjoying the book club and you're enjoying the podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. And if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe. And that's all I'm going to say for that spiel.
Beautiful. You covered it.
Awesome.
I just want you guys to know that me and Will have been doing this for over a year now. We haven't missed a single episode, nor have we made a single penny. We are doing this out of love and passion for reading, for building a community around reading. So I just want you guys to know that the intentions are great. We are here just to find like-minded people, and yeah, let's jump into today's episode. I'm gonna go let Zeus out of my room real quick. Let us jump into Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. Rachel Harrison has written quite a few books aside from this one.
I honestly didn't know that. I was going to be so completely honest with you that I thought this was her debut because it read like one.
It sure does. So me saying that right now is the first time you heard that?
No, I did my research after
Oh, okay,
finishing. And to find out that this is not the case, I was very surprised.
Yep, she
Very
wrote
surprised.
The Return, Cackle, Such Sharp Teeth, Black Sheep, So Thirsty, and Play Nice, and then a short story collection, Bad Dolls. I've heard mixed reviews about Such Sharp Teeth. A lot of people really liked it, but I've heard Cackle, which is kind of like, I think, a similar vibe to this, like a lighthearted spooky book is what it's going for, but I think a lot of people feel the same way we feel about this one, and it just is a complete miss, you know?
Ooh, okay. I
Yeah.
heard that she is a USA Today best-selling author through the book So Thirsty as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think So Thirsty might be her, like,
Her
cream
best.
of the crop. But now this is getting a lot of publicity, so this could be her new child. But
It could be. It absolutely could be. Let's jump into it. Would you like to give the description for those who haven't read?
you have the book, so I think we
You
should.
want me to?
We'll have you read it this time. Yeah, change it up.
Oh
We'll
my
change it up.
God, this is so cool. Okay. Thank you.
No, like no, it's
Okay.
really for the morning that you've had. It's the least I can do.
Okay.
It's truly the
You know
least
what?
I can do.
Thank you. Thank you. And I
No,
had
no
to like
problem.
drop my car off. It's been a morning, guys. It's been a morning.
Hey, hey, you know
So
what? And we're here.
thank you.
We're
Thank you.
here. We've made it.
Cleo Louise Barnes leads a picture perfect life as a stylist and influencer, but beneath the glossy veneer, she harbors a not so glamorous secret. She grew up in a haunted house. Well, not haunted, possessed. After Cleo's parents' messy divorce, her mother Alex moved Cleo and her sisters into a house occupied by a demon, or so Alex claimed. That's not what Cleo's sisters remember or what the courts determined when they stripped her of custody after she went off the deep end. But Alex was insistent. She even wrote a book about her experience in the house. After Alex's sudden death, the supposedly possessed house passes to Cleo and her sisters. Where her sisters see childhood trauma, Cleo sees an opportunity for house flipping content. Only as the home makeover process begins, Cleo discovers there might be some truth to her mother's claims. As memories resurface and Cleo finally reads her mother's book, the presence in the house becomes more real and more sinister, revealing ugly truths that threaten to shake Cleo's beautiful life to its very foundation.
On the surface, by premise, it sounds like it could be a very good book.
It
And I think
does.
it also sets the scene to intersperse family drama, family dynamics, sibling relationships,
Yeah.
mother daughter relationships, X, Y, and Z, which I had just read a book recently that does a tremendous job at family dynamics, and that's These Summer Storms by
Yeah.
Sarah McLean. It was absolutely incredible. And I hate to say that I was comparing the two books. They're very different books.
Yeah.
Like by premise, very different books. But I was so enveloped in the family drama and in the family dynamics of These Summer Storms that I was like, I don't even feel a genuine connection with one, any of the characters in this book. And
No.
two, I don't believe the relationships that they have with each other.
You know what
Like
else? Like similar to how you were comparing it to Summer. No, not Summer Sisters. That's a great book though.
These Summer
These Summer
Storms.
Storms. I was comparing it to The Sisters in Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. I don't know. Like I was just thinking of like another book that I read that had like a really strong sister group.
I almost just dropped my coffee.
Did it spill?
No, we're good. We're
Okay,
good. We're
good.
good.
And also, I kept finding myself like comparing it back to The Haunting of Hill House
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
feel like that's just like the quintessential like staple piece for like
Yep.
family dynamic haunted house horror.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I hate that I had those two to compare this to because it really fell short in comparison to those two works. I think maybe if I had read this like really early in my reading journey, it might have sat different with me. I might have liked it a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the fact that both of us have read so many books with like fantastic writing surrounding sisters, surrounding family drama, and surrounding like a haunted house, this one just didn't work. I think
It didn't
the
work.
biggest problem for me was the character creation was so shallow. Everyone
It was
felt like they were
shallow.
just fitting a mold
Mm-hmm.
to like
Yep.
a stereotype.
I was just gonna say they felt like caricatures of people,
Yeah.
especially Cleo. Cleo was the most non, like, what is it, disingenuine,
Yeah.
non-genuine person.
Ever.
And like I know she was supposed to come off as like snobby, as bratty, as it was like Rachel Harrison said, I'm gonna make you insufferable just for the fact of being
She had
insufferable.
no redeeming qualities. And you know what? I kept comparing her to in Blue Sisters, the youngest sister who's a model, who's like jet setting around the world and like very up to date
Yep.
with like social media and stuff like that. And like she's like an influencer, but it's done in like a way that's not like tacky. And like I feel like Rachel Harrison, I hate to say this, but I feel like she almost wrote her in a way where she's like, this is how I view like social media influencers, like pick me vibe.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like she's like they're so like shallow, and it's just like I feel like most people are not that shallow. as Cleo
Yeah.
was, and she did like a disservice to the story, I think, by writing her that way. Every single like conversation she had, choice that she made, I literally was like, I can't stand this girl. How
No.
does she
And I
have
also
anybody in her life?
I also didn't really like the fact that it took 33 chapters for some other character to finally put her in her place. She had an unchecked ego, unchecked
Oh yeah.
privilege, and she would describe, like Rachel Harrison would describe these supporting characters as like, you know, I feel as though either Lita or Daphne would like speak up against her, because like she gave them characteristics and qualities that like
That you
they
would think they
should do
would.
that, and then it took until the end of the book for them to finally, even the dad, to finally be like, you are all about yourself, you only think about yourself, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, where was this the
Yeah.
entire time?
The fact
The
that it took
entire
so
time.
long made it just feel so disingenuous, like you said. Like, it was just like, this is not
Like,
realistic.
what was the point of then just listening to your sister's antics for the entire time?
You know, it was a weird dynamic that I found really odd. Which sister is married? It doesn't matter. Tommy, the husband
Yeah.
of whoever, one of the sisters. I hated the way that he was described and the relationship between him and Cleo. They like described him early on in the book as like, he's not attractive. Like, he's not an attractive man, like by any means of the word attractive. Like, he's just himself. And I was like, okay, that is like a really weird way to go about explaining this man who's married to your sister.
So it's actually funny you say that because, not to bring it back to my own writing, but I've been struggling a little bit with how I introduce characters in my book, and how I like the words that I choose to describe how they look and their mannerisms and things. And I try to think back to the books that I've read and during this time of reading this book, and how it was like Rachel Harrison didn't ever let you make your own assumptions about her characters. She told you
Yes.
everything that they were, and you had to just accept it. There
And you know
was
what that
no
brings us back to? Frederick Bachman, who never gives physical
never,
descriptors.
and you get to just place your own image of that character in your head, which
And I
I
love that.
appreciate so much more because you can add your own personal twist to it.
Exactly.
When you're told that he's unattractive, he's just himself, it's like, one, you're sounding a little condescending as an
Yes.
author.
Yes.
Like, you're sounding a little vain, in
And
my
this
opinion.
man is like the only like nice person, like the only person that I was like feeling any sort of emotion besides for like anger towards the whole book.
Yeah. There's like certain things that you can give to a character to like shape them, but you should at least let your reader add their own personal nuances to the character, especially when it comes to how they look. Like, there's a different way of being like, he was not attractive. You could describe him as like unique, or as, like,
Or even just like,
not
don't talk about his looks, talk about more so like how he holds himself and stuff like that. Like, I just felt like it was so
exactly. Because it's so
poorly
subjective.
done.
It's so subjective. Like, attractiveness is so subjective. I think you could be a conventionally attractive person, but if your personality
ugly.
sucks, you're ugly. You know?
You're
Like, that's what I'm
ugly.
saying. I'm so glad you brought up Frederick Bachman, because he is a master at giving you just enough detail for you to paint your own picture without it seeming lazy.
Yes. Yes. And let me read you
And
this little snippet from what Rachel Harrison wrote about
oh
our lovely
god.
main character, Cleo. I just
Oh
can't
god.
get over this. This is when Austin is walking over to the house and Cleo is in the process of doing some random remodeling that we don't really know about.
Okay.
We have no idea what the hell she's doing. Okay. She says, "The door's behind you, should you choose to use it. He won't. I'm wearing cutoff jean shorts, tube socks, and a white tank top with a pink bra underneath. I'm covered in paint and sweat. My hair is in space buns. I'm a girl next door fantasy. Close the damn book. I didn't need to see all that.
No,
You didn't need to.
don't
You didn't
know.
need to waste those words telling me that you were in space buns and a Jersey Shore outfit, a pink bra under a tank top. It's just like there are so many other things that you could have wrote about regarding Cleo and her, like, her personality, her state of mind being in her dead mother's haunted house. I don't need to know that you're in tube socks and a pink bra.
Like,
I don't need to know.
like you could make the argument that Rachel Harrison wrote her that way because, like, of course Cleo would be concerned about how she looks
Yeah,
in
but like I
this
feel like it could be
situation,
done
but it was not done well.
differently.
Yeah,
Like
it
she
wasn't
could
done well.
she could have written that she had like her phone out, like set up and like recording her as she was doing this or something. Like something not so cringy. And you know what
Yeah,
this
there
reminds me
was
of? My
there was a
first
lot of
Allie
cringe.
Hazelwood book that I read, The Love Hypothesis. I really enjoyed it when I read it. This was probably like 3-4 years ago. I really had a good time reading it. Is it just smut? Yeah, it is. I had a good time reading it until the author described our main character as wearing knee-high unicorn socks. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you do that? I don't.
'Cause she's quirky. Because she's quirky. That's
Come
why.
on. Like, I just hate that. Like, I know clothing is a way to express yourself, but I personally hate it when clothing is mentioned in a book.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
like it. I don't like it.
I agree with you. I agree with
Because
you.
I'm dressing them how I want to dress them. They're my dolls.
Unless, like, there's, I don't know, unicorn socks are pretty distinct. So the point I was about to make is not really valid. But
Like,
I don't
meaning
know.
behind it.
Yeah, unless there's some type of meaning behind it, I just don't. I don't get that
I
either.
don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Can we move on to the White Claw?
Yeah, the mention of White Claw. How many times did you clock it? How many
I
times?
didn't clock it. I've never read a brand name so many times in a book.
No.
I
Yeah.
think White Claw and her have a deal.
Yeah, there must be a deal
Like,
going on.
there has to be. She probably said it 6 times in one chapter. Like, she's like,
Do you
and
have
then
to,
and then I said to, what's his name?
Austin?
And then I said blah 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 to Austin and took a sip of my White Claw. And I'm like,
Do you have to, like if you're writing a book and you want to use White Claw, do you have to get
I don't
permission
know.
to do that?
I'm not sure. I was also wondering that because I don't think I've ever seen, like, even like when you see like beer scenes, like not beer scenes, bar scenes, and like somebody's having a beer or something, they don't ever say like what
Like,
brand
they had a
it
Miller
is.
Lite. Yeah, like,
Or like a cocktail or something. It's never like, oh, I was having Tito's. Like, no, it's like, no.
yeah, that it was very off-putting. I just, like, you can make the joke once, but if you keep doing it, then it doesn't, it's weird. Because, like, when it was first introduced, I think it was in a scene with her dad, and she was like, oh, he got me White Claw. And I was like, ha ha ha, funny. And then it was like, then I took a sip of my White Claw. Then I had 4 White Claws left.
And then I had a
two
peanut
White
butter
Claws
and
left.
jelly and I washed it down with white. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't care. I actually don't care. I know we're trying to make her come off as like an impending alcoholic, but there's other ways that we could write that. Once again, this feels like the writing style of a young adult book, but for adults.
I was just going to say that earlier, that this felt like a YA type book, the way it was written. I think that the writing style was just so unbelievably cringe. You know, like, it was just not, there were so many chances that she had to make scenes extremely eerie, like unsettling,
Yeah, let's talk about the
off-putting.
horror aspect of it. It wasn't scary.
I didn't have any scare to it.
No,
Like,
not
there
a
was
single
nothing.
one.
There was
The
like there was
demon
scenes.
mentions almost like were comical.
I know, and like she tried to describe the demon as something that was scary, but it was like all like also you want to leave a sense of intrigue, you know?
Yes.
Like you can't just spell it out for your reader. Like everything in this book was over explained, spelled out for you. And by I don't even know, chapter 8, whatever, I was like, I know exactly how this book's gonna end.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like, I'll stop you right
like
there.
there's nothing else that's happening to this book. Like once she got the house, and she was like, I'm gonna fix it up. I was like, well, she's gonna get possessed, and then she's gonna turn into Alexandra, and then she's gonna be isolated from her family because her family's gonna think she's crazy.
And they're gonna realize that what was happening to Cleo's was happening to their mom,
Yep.
and
And then
it's
they're gonna see that the
deeper.
demon was real, or was it? Ooh, did I actually see that, or did I not? And then at the end, the house is just going to represent all of the internal trauma that they have
Yes.
yet to overcome and the demons that live within them. And then they're going to move away from the house and move on. But, like, why did they just, like, at the end, they were just like, oh, we have to come together as a family and move on. Let's just sell the house. Let's just like wrap this up so
Yeah,
quick.
like,
I'm
and it
done.
just felt like such low stakes. Like nothing that happened in the book felt like it was consequential at all. Like even
No.
when she was live, which was the weirdest thing ever, when she was live on her Instagram,
Yeah.
like recording herself, like
Yeah.
possessed basically throughout the house, and like just kind of brushed over that and said like it got her more followers. And I was just like, I feel like we could have done something with that. Like if you wanted to include that, I feel like you could have like made her have consequences, and it could have, I don't know, it just felt like everything was just there for like shock factor but nothing deeper.
Yeah. I also do think too that like she really could have dove into Cleo as an unreliable narrator more than she did.
Mhm.
Everything was just like for a gag. For example, the live scene when she went live, and how it was like the punchline of it all was like, I'm live right now? Oh my god. Nothing else. Like it was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Like you don't think there's people that would like contact the authorities to like put her
Yes.
away?
That's what I'm saying. Like there were no like high stakes. Everything felt like so I'll be honest, like by the end of the book, I could not wait for this book to be done. I thought at one
Yeah.
point that Roy was dead.
Yeah. I
Did
did
you? I
too.
was like a little bit
I did too.
confused. I was
I
like,
thought
wait,
that I'm not gonna lie. I thought by the end he was beheaded.
me too.
I thought he was
But
beheaded,
then
and then
like
they were like,
later in the chapter, they're like Roy's fine. I was like, wait,
"Yeah, he's all good.
I
He's all
thought
good."
Roy got his head
'Cause
cut off.
they literally said we saw Roy's head, his eyes blank, and I was like, "Okay, where's the rest of the body?" And
Wait,
then they were like,
that's
"Oh,
interesting
he's
that you thought that, because
he's
I thought that too,
alive."
and I was just a little scared to say it because I was like, okay, maybe I was doing too much, like
Mm-mm.
brushing over.
No, I thought he was beheaded.
Anybody
100%.
else?
Hundred
What the
percent.
hell? That's what I'm saying. And like the whole Roy thing, like if you're
Oh,
gonna include the extra character, like at least make him worthwhile,
I
please.
I I completely just brushed over one massive problem I have with this book was the book inside a book. Like
It wasn't done
it
good.
it wasn't done well. It kind of broke up the story horribly. It was clunky, and it just like kind of took away from the current plot line, you know? Like everything that was eerie started in the book, and then it kind of like transferred over into the current story,
Yep.
and it just made everything not feel scary or
No.
creepy. It just kind
No.
of took away the intrigue of everything. And I don't really get what we were going for here, because by the end, right? All of this, we get to the end, everything's hunky dory, wrapped in a nice bow. They're done. They're moved on from the house, whatever. I don't understand if they even had character arcs throughout this entire thing. I feel like Cleo didn't really change. She just had things happen to her. You know,
Yes.
I don't think that like she really grew as a character at all. I think that you could have gotten the theme of this book in the first 100 pages of the book. Like, it was all laid out for you too easily. There was no sense of like you had to think. You didn't have to imagine anything. It was just all given to you.
It
And that's
was
just like, I think in a book like this,
boring.
again, I am relating this back to The Haunting of Hill House, where that book was all about using your imagination to scare the living shit out of you.
Yes.
It like created such unease for you to fill gaps, for you to imagine if you were in Nell's place, right? Whereas here, if I imagine myself as Cleo, there was no, again, like you said, there was no tie to her
No.
having to be at the house. Like, she was being haunted by the house, but like, she didn't have to be there.
No, it just felt like nothing.
Again, no stakes. There was no stakes.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what that reminds me of? What book was it that we read for book club where I'm totally blanking on what book this was, where we see like a back in time where they're in the woods and music starts playing?
Oh my God.
What book is that?
I know what you're talking about.
Was it the Midnight Feast?
It might have been the Midnight Feast, actually, yeah.
I think it might have been when they go like to the back in time chapters where they're talking about like them as kids, I guess. I kind of forget
It was the
plot of
Midnight
that
Feast.
book.
It was the Midnight
It
Feast.
was?
Because
So-
it was regarding the birds cult thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And it was the people of
that,
the town trying to scare, like it was a scare tactic to
the
get
end of the
people-
book, like, we didn't love, but the way that the build-up was done, we both agreed
Yeah.
was like a really interesting and like freaky
Yeah.
way to tell
Potential.
the story.
There was potential. There was potential, for sure.
Like, while I didn't love the way it like turned out, she did a good job at like creating that like freak aspect to it, where I was like, oh my God, why is there music playing in the dead of the woods in the middle of the night? Like,
Yeah,
it,
and
it
then you
did a
looked
good
up the
job.
song. You looked up the song.
Yes.
And you just added even
I
more
was
of
like,
a like, oh.
Like,
Yeah.
this didn't scare me. Like, a hello written. I'm like, okay, she was probably drunk and wrote it. Like, it didn't scare me.
I'm just like, I'm surprised this didn't take the turn of like Cleo. Like, imagine if the end of the book was that Cleo was just doing all this for views.
I would have preferred that sort of ending. I would have preferred, I think, any sort of like bizarre ending to the way that this ended. Like, even if she like went
Like,
off the rails and like
imagine-
killed her family or something.
Yeah. Imagine though that the whole thing was like a talking point on exploiting others for your own personal gain when it comes to money, influence, and power. When it like with social media, imagine if Cleo made everything up just so in the end, like imagine that she
The
walks
book
off
ends
and
like kind of how it does right now, but then we get another chapter and it's her
yep,
explaining everything. That
Yep.
would have made up some points.
yep. Like honestly, if you're gonna dive so much into that social media aspect and that influencing aspect, use it to your advantage. How did I just come up with that right now?
Because
Like,
that, I know, like, we're geniuses. You're genius. Because then it would have validated her being such like a shallow character, because she was trying to fit that stereotype. Like, she was acting sort of for a deeper cause, whereas in this actual book, she is just shallow and that's it.
she's
Like,
just shallow, and I didn't believe her in
No.
anything that like if she was supposed to come across genuine, I didn't believe it.
any of it.
And by the end, you're supposed to just understand that like their relationships are now going to grow from this, and that like they're going to move past this, and this was just a hurdle in the grand scheme of things.
Like,
and,
every conversation the sisters had, the dad had, like, it just seems like they all dislike each other.
yeah, there's like, at least going back to Blue Sisters, at least they had a connection to each other,
Yeah.
and it felt real. They were all flawed. They all were not great people in certain respects, but there was some type of thing that they could latch onto with each other, and it was different between the sisters for how they were connected to each other.
Yeah. And you saw
There
like
was
parts of
nothing
them
here.
come out when they were with each other. That like sometimes if like one of them was like really tough and like put up a big wall for everybody else, you would see it come down with the sisters, or the other way around. Like sometimes some of them would be like go with the flow with everything, and then with their sisters they stepped in to be like that wall for them, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rock for them. And I just didn't see any of that with this book.
I also think too that I think a couple people in the book club also agreed here, was that this felt like it needed another round of revisions.
Yeah.
I think the structure was clunky. I also think that there was a lot of scenes that could have been reworked. And also, like the one scene in particular that I was like, we are completely removing ourselves from the progression of the story. And it was when they went to lunch or dinner in Manhattan, the sisters. They
Yeah.
all went to lunch in Manhattan to just discuss like what's going on and how Cleo is like now kind of believing or Alexandra. And I just felt like we didn't need that. I also think that it's crazy that if you're going to do a haunted house thriller where there is demonic possession, the fact that Cleo was able to leave the house bothered me. It actually
Yes.
bothered me because we're going back to the same point of like there was zero stakes. Cleo could have left and she stayed to face her own demons, but also she stayed because she's egotistical and narcissistic and materialistic and wanted to, like, you can't tell me you're staying in a possessed house because you want to make flipped house content.
No, she wanted to reap the benefits of the mystique around being the owner.
It just didn't. I honestly, like, I didn't believe either that the house was so consuming that she just kept wanting to go back to it. I never
No,
got
there was
that
nothing
either.
about it that made me feel that. I only knew it
No,
because she said it.
exactly. It was a lot of show and, or no, it was a lot of tell,
No
don't
show.
show,
Yeah.
no show. Um, I also just, I just didn't think that she should have described the demon in any way. You know, like
No.
I just that also just makes it sound hokey
It
because
was. It was so
she
hokey.
she made it an actual like a demon, you
Like
know,
with a
like.
double tongue, like the split tongue. Like I was like, okay.
And then if you're actually gonna like make the claim that by the end of the book, oh, we still don't know if it was a demon or not, or if it was just the inner demons along the way, then don't personify an actual demon.
Yeah, like don't actually tell me what the demon looks like and then tell me you're not sure.
I would
Like,
much rather the demon have been manifested into something that was a weakness to Cleo.
yes.
Like, that would make it more interesting. The fact that it's just like, a little lizard
A
demon is in
little
the corner.
devil up there in the attic. I don't know. I actually don't think I have anything else to say.
I think, yeah, we're going to just keep going in circles talking about
Long story
so
short,
many
we did
things.
not like this book.
I like, at first, I wanted to say at the beginning of the episode that this had potential, but if it really did have potential, it would have just turned into The Haunting of Hill House,
Yeah.
which was already made and it's already great. And I don't think
Yeah.
you can add any more nuance to that.
I
I
actually have one more thing I'd like to touch on and then we'll move forward. On the front cover, quoted from the New York Times, it says Harrison's feminist horror novels are some of the most original and entertaining out there. And I would like to touch on the fact that this is called a feminist horror novel. I see where it was attempting to, in the fact that it was telling Alex's story in comparison to the story that their father told them. And as the story goes on, you kind of unravel what their relationship was and the way
yeah.
that Alex was mistreated. And she was made to look like the bad guy when in the end she was just protecting her kids. And it just came across in like a completely hokey way. But I would never in a million years call this a feminist horror novel. I think that using that term completely is a contradiction to the way that these characters are written. I understand that the creation of Alex and whatever the hell the dad's name was is trying to be the feminist horror novel, but these sisters, Cleo specifically, completely cut that because they make them so one-dimensional that it is a disservice to feminist novels, in my opinion.
I just don't understand how you can call it that when there was no growth from any of the characters.
No. Like, they learn why their mother did what she did, and that's it.
Like, even the climax of the book, one was so rushed. I almost had to go back over it because I was like, this happened.
Wait, what?
Well, what just happened?
Yeah.
And they're like, to your point, it wasn't like the three of them came together. I would have loved to see like an apparition of Alex come back or something.
Yeah, like even if it was something like hokey like that to fit.
Yeah, or like
the page.
They have to burn the book for good and burn the house for good, and like they can finally put to rest their I don't know, their grievances of their mother, but also the grudge and the hole that they think that they were meant to fill, whatever it was. It just didn't do that. It didn't.
The emotions that they were showing at the end didn't match at all like what they actually did.
No.
And it just fell flat. It fell extremely flat.
Agreed. Completely agree with you.
With that being said, let's read some reviews from the book club. You guys,
yes,
think for the most part felt similar to us. We are going to start with our queen, the one and only Andrea. She is always on the same page as us, and we love her. Andrea rated this 1 star. Here's her review. I cannot begin to explain how much I hated this book. The concept was there and I was thoroughly excited for it, but it did not deliver at all. This felt like a first draft and not the final draft that had gone through multiple teams before publishing. The writing was just off and felt super repetitive. All of the characters also felt insufferable. The only one I cared about was Austin, and then I thought he was dumb for sticking around. Yeah, we didn't even talk about him, but I don't care about him.
Yeah.
When he was being treated like shit. He was like pointless. There were also some chapters that were about to be scary for me, but quickly de-escalated. The only scary thing about this book is how much Cleo was allowed to remain spoiled and entitled for that long.
Snaps.
Period.
Because that just talks to the characterization of all your minor characters in the book not actually being authentic and real. So
yes. Now, I would like to shift gears. We are going to be reading a 4.25 review from Conan.
Ooh, okay.
This was my first Rachel Harrison book, and I really enjoyed it. It was spooky and unsettling in the best way, but also surprisingly layered. There's definitely more going on beneath the surface than just scares. The story had a deeper emotional undercurrent that touched on identity, control, and the darker sides of human behavior. It's sharp, weird, and atmospheric. A great introduction to her style. I'll definitely be checking out more of her books after this one. And I have to say, I'm very happy that you felt that way, because that's what I wanted to feel from this book. It just didn't. I think because me and Will are people that really, really, really love like spooky and like quite literally horrifying books, and I think that that's what we expected from this one, because it's so amped up to be a horror book. I think that's why it really fell flat. Maybe if we had gone into this just as like a lit fic, it would have been a bigger punch with like the spooky scenes, but I still have to say I'm definitely more of like a ambiguous spook kind of horror reader.
Even if I went in with the lit fic genre in mind, you know me in that I really value a character-centered novel, right? And this was not that at all. It tried to be. It really tried to be, but it wasn't. And I think if I went in with that mindset, I would still have the same problems that I have with it. But I fully respect the review. I am so glad that you took positive things from this. And yeah, I hope that her next book that you read does the same for you. But I don't think, me personally, I don't think I will read another Rachel Harrison book.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. And I love that we have different reviews
Me
on
too.
people who liked
It's
it
cool to
versus people
see
who
that.
didn't.
And that's the beauty of reading. Everybody's opinions are going to be
Exactly.
different. All right, we have one
Exactly.
more review. This is a 2.5-star review from Katie. She is actually the first reviewer in this book club. So thank you, Katie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A fast, eerie read with flashes of brilliance, but for me, the execution didn't live up to the potential. I liked how the story centered on sisters and family history, which gave the haunting an intimate weight. The setup had a lot of promise, with moments that definitely made me shiver. The book within a book device meant some of the scariest material was flattened, more like plot beats in a campfire story than fully fleshed out narrative. Oh, I love that.
Oh, I love that too.
That's really well said. And while there was a ratcheting up of horror tension, the climax was crammed into a single chapter, racing through the confrontation and fallout so quickly the atmosphere never had a chance to sink in. This is part of a larger critique I have with the trend of contemporary thriller horrors keeping under 350 pages limiting. It rarely leaves enough space for true tension and unease to permeate, so everything wraps up too quickly, more like a streaming show than a novel.
Oh, completely agree with you.
Love that.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
It feels like a quick, like it, almost. I hate to like use these words because these are fighting words, but it feels like a money grab.
Yeah, it does. Because she's completely right. This all happened in one chapter at the end.
Yeah.
At the end. And like I get that like after your climax, some books the falling action is so quick to just get to like the epilogue and the afterword. If you're going to have a book that is built on so much, or at least you wanted to have so much drama with the family, and there was no closing any ties when it came to their relationships and how things would look thereafter. So completely agree with that review.
What is your rating?
I'm sitting here thinking it's 2 stars, but it could go down.
Yeah, that's where I was.
A 1.5 potentially. I didn't hate it, but there was not really any redeeming qualities to it.
I gave it 2 stars when I
1.5.
rated it, but I think a 1.5 now.
I think it might be a 1.5 for me, which I have that there's only a select few books in there.
Yeah. Rant review.
One of them.
This is rant review material.
This is definitely rant review. This might be the lowest rated one. I think I gave The Favorites a 2.5, and I think I gave it a 2, and I gave Deep Cuts a 2. This might be the lowest rated book club.
That's crazy.
Thus far.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, I don't like this. And I'm so upset about this because I was really excited for a spooky October book club book, but there's still plenty of time to pick up your own spooky book and read it.
They all can't be great. So
this is a good conversation too.
I know. There has to be some bad eggs with the good ones.
Yes.
So hopefully for November's book club, we just pick right back up and we're back on a higher rated book. With that being said, be on the lookout for next month's book club poll. We'll probably have that out towards the end of the month. So we'll be sure to probably pick something that's less spooky, but still in that fall aesthetic. Atmospheric kind of thing. So be on the lookout for that. We don't have picks yet for it, but stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for spending your Friday with us. We always appreciate it. Or whenever you're listening. Could be any other day. Be sure to, follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow our socials on the Let's Talk Literature accounts, as well as our personal accounts, which are always in the description box below. With that being said, I got nothing else from me.
I got nothing else from me. If you do 75 book, just tag me next time.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Sorry, that was a little bit of a dig. Love you guys. Thank you for joining us. We had a lovely time discussing Play Nice, and we will see you next week for another episode of
Let's Talk Literature.